respected Thakre sir, teachers and children. As you all know, this year we are celebrating Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary. To salute the achievements and personality of this great man, the Ramakrishna Sharda Mission Kamptee has organized various programs. Under this program, Bhagini Sharda Vyas is here this morning and she will share her thoughts and experiences with us. She has been giving her valuable services to the Ramakrishna Sharda Mission since many years and she has approximately 150 lectures to her credit. Also we have with us Mrs. Veena Suklikar. I welcome both of them heartily and I request our school headmasters, Mr. Thakre, to welcome each one of them with a bouquet of flowers. Both of them. And now I call upon Bhagini Shraddha Vyas to address all of us and tell us about something about personality development.
ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिण्यै अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। You can sit, it will take time. Can everybody sit down? Like, I'll be feeling little, all children. So you'll enjoy it more, doesn't matter. So about whom I'm going to speak here today? You know? Whom? Swami Vivekananda. Okay. Anyone knows his name? Narendranath. One more name he had. You know that? He had one more name. Vireshwar. It's too harsh. It's okay? Mike? Vireshwar. Madam said personality development. We'll come to that aspect of personality. How many of you have read Swami Vivekananda's life? Little bit. Okay. So, you don't mind listening to it again, isn't it? Huh? Next year we are celebrating his 150th birthday and see, usually we celebrate our own birthdays with our friends, family, isn't it? But here is a person whose birthday the whole nation will be celebrating. And not only nation, there are sometimes leaders whose birthdays are celebrated only in their own country. But his birthday will be celebrated all over the world. Huh? So 150th birthday, and we are so lucky to be a part of his birthday 150th centenary celebration. I will be telling more of the stories and you tell me what qualities of Swami Vivekananda I am telling you at the end. Let us see. As a child, actually his mother, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, she had a vision She had a vision one day as she was sitting in the temple that there was a child came out of the. I think I'm feeling. आवाज आ रही क्या सर As she was sitting in a puja room and she saw from the Shiva's idol one baby, one small child coming out. That child came and sat in her lap, put his hands around her head, around her neck and said, Mother, I am coming. And after that, Narendra was born and hence she kept his name Vireshwar, okay, after Shiva. And they used to call him by short name Billy. As he started growing, the mother used to sometimes think, looking at his naughtiness, he was so naughty that he would not listen to anyone many times. Then she would hold him and say, I thought Shiva has taken birth in my house, but by mistake he has sent some of his demon or ghost. Instead of he coming, by mistake one ghost has come. And then she used to hold him, pour cold water on his head and say Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And then Naren would be very calm all of a sudden and stop all the mischief. I'm a little uncomfortable speaking because of the voice. This. Well, as he started growing, his mother and father realized that their son was little different than the other children. He was very clever. Once he used to hear anything or once anything he saw or he read, he would remember. Initially, though, he was so small and when they put him in school, first day Naren came home, he knew everything what happened during the day. He knew it word to word and he had learned a lot of bad words also, which he heard from his friends. His father stopped the school and said, no, we'll keep one teacher at home for 2-3 years and then after that again they put him in school. So, teachers also came to know, just he has to open the book, turn the page, just read it once, look at it, turn and he would learn it by heart. His memory is always, it is mentioned as photographic memory. How in camera when we take a picture, everything comes into the frame, whatever is there. So whatever he would see, that he would remember. Two qualities I am going to take and I am going to tell you two stories. Once in a classroom, okay, when he was something in 4th standard and there was geography class going on. He used to sit at the back because he was tall, little hefty. So all the tall students will sit at the back bench. And what happens usually at the back bench? What happens? Little bit more talking than the front benches. Yeah? So Naren was saying something and all the friends were laughing. And the teacher got disturbed and he said, come on, all stand up. And Naren, what was I teaching? Come on, tell me. Naren repeated every word what he was telling, what he said till now without omitting, without making a single mistake. And the teacher thought, oh, maybe by mistake I'm punishing Naren. So he said, okay Naren, you sit down and all others, they should be standing on the bench. Then Naren stood up and said, sir, I was talking, I was telling some joke and others were laughing. So you should punish me, not my friends. When I read Swamiji's some stories of his childhood and as I grow up, every time I read it, I find there is so much meaning in every small story. When we grow also, when a time comes to speak truth, we usually back out. It needs a lot of courage to say, I made a mistake and punish me. Do you think like that? Usually what happens, if teacher catches hold of us, if you are doing something, even if we are doing something wrong, we will say, no teacher, I didn't do, he did, she did. It happens not only in school, at home also. If we have younger brother or sister, we will always try to escape if someone catches us doing something wrong. But Naren never did that. He took the responsibility. And when he grew up and he became Swami Vivekananda, he told the youth of country, take every responsibility on your own shoulders and don't blame others for your mistakes. Simple statement, but he lived accordingly. You know, All of us in school, at home, teachers tell us, don't speak lie. But speaking truth when it is needed, it requires a lot of courage, I feel. Then there was, once there was one fair near their house. Naren's mother gave some money to him and she said, with your friends you go. Fair, you know, mela hota hai. So mele mein kya hota hai? There's a lot of fun. What is there in mela? In fair? What all are there? Swings are there. Then? Stalls. Then merry-go-round is there. And rides are there. And games are there. And a lot of things to purchase also. Isn't it? And there's a lot of fun. Naren went through the whole fair and he didn't do anything else, but he bought a beautiful Shiva statue, idol. One small statue of Shiva, and they were coming home. He was holding that Shiva idol near his, very carefully because it should not fall, it should not break. And with lot of love and care he was holding it. As they were coming home, they saw on the road, a small baby was at the center of the road, crying loudly, asking, means it couldn't move because it was so small it couldn't walk. And on the sides of the road, people had gathered, and they all were shouting, screaming, even that child's mother was standing. And when Naren saw a horse chariot, there was no charioteer in that, but a horse chariot was approaching towards the child, and in few minutes he saw that the child would be crushed under the chariot. And all people were just shouting, no one ready to come and pick up the child because they were all scared of their own life. Without thinking twice, Naren just threw, he didn't even know when he threw that idol, and he picked the child and moved aside. That child was saved, the chariot passed from there, and everybody started praising Narendra. When I read this story first time, and after so many years, I read some books written by one foreign author. Swamiji's stay in America. So there are 6 huge big books. In that, I came across one story and I said, see here, as Narendra, how he behaves in the same way when he becomes Swami Vivekananda. When he went to New York, when he went to America, to Chicago, after a few years, he went to New York. You've heard the name? New York. And he started giving lectures. He became so famous in America that people from London also invited Swamiji, please come to our country and give some discourses, some lecture. So Swamiji went to London. Near London there is one place called Wimbledon. You have heard Wimbledon? So Wimbledon, he went to that place and he met one person and one British woman and British man. One day they were strolling, they were walking in the open farms. There was a huge land, open land, where the cattle was grazing. So the cows, the bulls, they were grazing on that farm. Swamiji and these 2 people were walking and talking something. Suddenly they saw that one bull among that whole group had gone mad. And so mad that when he saw these 3 people, it started running towards them, charging with his horns. You know how when the bull goes mad, what they do? They will just pick you up and put you to death, isn't it? You will get harmed. And then they saw this bull charging towards them. This English man ran away from them, saving his life. And Swamiji saw that this bull is approaching towards this woman. Suddenly, Swamiji, without thinking of his life, he came in front of that woman and just folding his hand like that, he stood and kept looking at that bull. That bull came very fast, he came towards them. And suddenly it stopped. It came very near to Swamiji, stopped and just kept looking at Swamiji. That woman behind Swamiji, she is so scared, afraid, and Swamiji kept looking at that bull. After a few seconds, the bull turned and went away. This story is told by that woman and that man himself. When I read this, I suddenly remembered the story which I had read of his childhood. It is similar, no? He is not scared of his life. Everybody else runs for their own life. But Narendra or Swami Vivekananda, when he grew up also, he was not afraid. And there is no miracle. Swamiji doesn't like if anything is given a name of a miracle, he had some power. No. He says it is only because the animals understand whether you are afraid of that animal or not. Was he afraid? No. So Swamiji says, in your life, always be fearless. Don't allow fear to come near you. Fear of what? Fear can be of what? How many things? So many things. Fear of exam, fear of going alone in the dark, fear of what? I was coming with one Didi just now and she said, okay, driving to the new place. So we have to overcome that fear. Any fear, we have to overcome it. Be fearless. That is his message. Okay, coming back to his childhood, when Narendra started growing and his different nature, even his parents understood, there are so many stories. I'm going to skip those stories now. The childhood stories, you take a book, if your school has, or maybe the teachers will get for you, and then you read his stories. There are so many stories. But the qualities remained same as he grew up also. I want to tell something very nice about Swamiji today, which I think you may not know it. He was very, very popular among his friends. You have to check whether are you like that. When we think of personality development, suppose a person is not beautiful. He's not, maybe he doesn't speak also well. But everybody loves him. Everybody wants that person to be with him. What is there in that person that everybody likes him? Or they feel, oh, इसके साथ रहना चाहिए. ये हमारे group में होना चाहिए. ऐसा होता है? Does it happen with all of us? That we are liked by whole school, all friends. Everybody says, oh, Naren should be with us. Why? What happened? Naren was always a leader. If they are playing a game, they will make him a king. Automatically. They will not ask anybody. They'll say, Naren, you are the king, you are the leader. Football team of school, football team of college where Narendra went, the team captain was always Narendranath Datta. Cricket team captain was always Naren. Then he won so many medals in boxing as a child, and when he grew up, he started going to gymnasium. He was a very good gymnast. He was a very good swimmer. When he went to college, he used to go to the gymnasium and exercise every day. So he wanted all the youth of his country to go and do nice workout and build strong bodies. Did you know this? And Naren sang so beautifully that when he went to America, American newspapers wrote that they always used to say, oh, Swami Vivekananda, his speech, how he talks, we have never heard such voice, they used to write. He speaks better English than us. What is not heard such voice? Naren's voice was so good that his father kept 2 music teachers to teach music. And Narendra could play any Indian instrument, anything. Take sitar, take tabla, take any instrument and Naren would play it. When he went to America, people were surprised that you give him an instrument and he would just start playing it. Isn't it amazing? Every quality in him. So every friend wanted Narendra to be with him. So as a leader, as a group leader, as a friend, when he grew up, one story is there in his life, which is very important I feel. Once for this story, I don't know whether it applies to the students, but in Mumbai I hear and I find it happening a lot. He said something to his mother. Ulta jawab de diya. He said something rude words to his mother. His father Vishwanath Datta, when he came to know, he had a unique way. He would never scold his son. He would never beat his son. He just took one chalk piece and on Narendra's door he wrote, today Narendra said such words to his mother. And Naren was so popular among his friends. Whole day friends came to meet him. Everybody before entering the room, they would read what was written on the door. And after some time, Narendra was so ashamed of what he did. He went to his mother, asked her forgiveness, went to his father and said, hereafter, I will never answer back to any elderly person. I read this and then I used to think, what is so great about it? But as I told you, as I am growing more in age, I understand it is so difficult to say sorry, even to mother. All teachers will agree with me and all students will agree, but you're too young. Saying sorry to mother, Because whenever we do mistake, whenever you are angry with the whole world, with your friend, in the school, with your students or your teacher, anybody, you go and remove all your anger only on one person. Who is that? Mother. And she listens, huh? And she knows, oh, it's my child. And then you make a mistake, we make mistake, and we sit in one corner and we say we will not eat food. Our mistake, and we do that. And she comes after some time. She doesn't have ego. Why I should go? He has made mistake. Let him come and say sorry. She comes and she says, come beta, come my child, have food. And then you go. You're waiting actually that she should come. Is it right or not? Huh? But she never keeps in her heart. We, even today, I will just say something to her, and shouting at her is most easy thing in the world, I feel. Anything happens or in the office, in the train, the traffic is not proper, I come late from home, from office, something has gone wrong, I come and shout at her. And then I don't have himmat, I don't have courage to say, I am sorry. I'll go out, I'll call on mobile, and I'll say, I am sorry. Saying sorry in front of her, check and do it. Will you try? All of you? Will you do that? Huh? So, saying sorry, not only to mother, it is a message. Saying sorry to anybody. If you have done mistake, if somebody has just done mistake also, if you really love your friend, if you really like somebody, go and say sorry. Forgive and ask for forgiveness. It takes a lot of more courage not to ask for forgiveness, but to forgive somebody. So keep one friend with whom you can talk when you grow up also. When you go out of Kamptee, when you go for studies, have somebody with whom you can talk. Okay, coming back, as Naren was growing, and he did not believe in anything unless he saw with his own eyes. So somebody said, Naren, don't play on this tree, there is a ghost. He waited late night, and when his parents started searching, they found him sitting on the tree. Naren, what are you doing in so much dark? It's so late. I'm waiting for the ghost. So ghost didn't come. So he told his friends, there is no ghost on that tree, come let us play. So when he grew up, his mind started thinking, ghost was not there. Is God there? My mother is doing worship. I go to the temple. I worship this Shiva idol. Is there some God in that murti, in that idol? And he started asking everybody, to father, mother, teachers, to pandits, to maulavis, to fakir, to the fathers in the church, to the sadhus, to sannyasis, everybody. Have you seen God? Have you seen God? And the answer would be what? No. Because no one had that courage to speak lie, speak untruth and say, Naren, we have seen God. He would not have said anything, but no one dared to say that. When he grew up, I'm skipping in between everything which I'm feeling very bad, I need more time if we have to go in details, but let's not go in so much detail. But when he went to college, one day in his classroom, his principal came to take an English class, and Professor William Hastie, a foreigner, told in the class, explaining one word called trance, samadhi. And he said, anybody wants to see what is trance? There is a temple of Kali Ma at a place called Dakshineshwar. Now, what is this place called? Kannan. So there is one place called Dakshineshwar, there is one Kali Ma temple. Go there, there is a Pujari Baba. He said in English, there is a priest. He goes in trance. And I heard that he talks to Kali, Mother Kali. Naren heard this, and Professor said, Naren, you have so many doubts about God, go and meet that priest. Naren thought, okay, I'll go, but after some time. And then what happened? Within 2 days, he got an invitation from his neighbor. Neighbor said, Mr. Dutt, he said, Naren, the priest of Kali Ma is going to visit our house today. Many people will be coming. Would you please come and sing 2-3 bhajans for him? Naren said, okay. We know why he was invited for bhajan. Because his voice was very beautiful. Naren came. There were so many people sitting. And this Pujari Baba is looking so simple. White dhoti, one white gamcha. And sitting, an ordinary looking man. And Naren sang bhajans. The moment bhajans were over, Everybody saw, tears were rolling from his eyes, Pujari, that priest's eyes. He got up, he went to Naren, took his hands and said, "Where were you for so many years? I have been waiting for you for ages." समझ रहे आप लोग? कहाँ थे तुम इतने साल? मैं कब से तुम्हारी राह देख रहा हूँ. मेरी आंखें थक गई तुम्हारी राह देखते देखते. And Naren thought, in his mind, he's thinking, what is he thinking? Truth, tell me. If I say something like this to you, what you will think? Is she mad? You'll think? Same thing Naren thought. Is he mad? He's coming to me and asking. So Naren kept quiet, he didn't say anything. And then this priest, anyone knows his name? This priest? Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans. Huh? So he said, Naren, come and meet me in the Kali temple. And what happens later is a big war, I should say. It's a training. 6 years, 1881 to 1886, Naren kept on going to meet Ramakrishna Paramahansa without believing in what he would say. All the time fighting, struggling, arguing with his teacher. Do you argue with your teachers? We don't. No one of us. We never ask anything. Teachers teach us so beautifully. If a physics experiment is there, chemistry is there, biology is there, a theorem in maths is there, they explain because everything is written. We go to the laboratory, we do an experiment, come to the conclusion and say yes, what teacher taught is right. This learning was of religion. Naren asked in his third visit to Ramakrishna, have you seen God? And the answer was simple, yes. I have seen God. And Naren, more closely than what I am seeing you. If you want to see, I can show the God to you also. Naren kept quiet. But he kept going to Ramakrishna and 6 years kept denying everything. उन्होंने कभी भी विश्वास नहीं रखा. अगर उनके जो गुरु थे, Ramakrishna, he would say, anything is happening, he would say, Naren, I will ask mother and come. Let me ask mother, let me tell her. She has said like that. Which mother he was talking all the time? Kalima. He used to talk to Kalima and Naren would say, Kalima talks to you. What rubbish. It's all your mind game. It's all your hallucination. It's तुम्हारे मन का खेल है. He used to tell his teacher, Guru, whole world is coming and taking pranams of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. And Naren would say, oh, mother is talking. All bluff, all lies. It cannot be. He would struggle, he would fight. 6 years it happened. And a day came when Narendra also believed. He got darshan of Kalima. How he got darshan of Kalima? What happened? Will you please read, all of you? Or no? Or you want me to tell now? Or you will read. Tell me, then I can move ahead and tell you some other stories of Swamiji. I'll tell you. Okay, in short, but you read otherwise also. During these years, suddenly Narendranath's father died of heart attack. Narendra comes from a very rich family. Very, very, very rich family. A huge palace-like house they have in Kolkata. And almost 150 to 200 people lived in his house, depending upon his father. As soon as his father died, they came to know that they were under a lot of debt. Debt means कर्जे में डूबे हुए थे. Narendra's father had taken a lot of loan from people to look after the relatives staying in their house and thinking that, oh, a time will come when I'll keep repaying. Suddenly, a rich family went into poverty. Narendra, within 2 days, his relatives said, Naren, you and your mother leave the house. This house is ours. Naren's younger 2 brothers, sisters and mother had to leave the family and stay with their grandmother in a small rented house. After 8 days, what happened? There is no food in the house to eat. Narendra used to go searching for job and then on the streets of Kolkata wander whole day and no job. When he used to come home, no money, no food. Suddenly everybody is out of so much poverty. Naren's friends would say, Naren, come to our house to have food. And Naren would say, no, my mother has cooked very good food at home today. I want to go home. While coming home, he would drink lot of water. And he would come and give a nice belch. Achhe se he would say and tell his mother, I had so much food with my friends today that, mother, I'm not hungry. Let my share go to my brothers. It seems 8 days Swamiji would be hungry. Sometimes he had fallen unconscious on the roads without anybody's notice. One day he went to Ramakrishna and told him, please tell your mother. See how he's telling her? He's telling Ramakrishna, tell your mother to look after me and my family. So Ramakrishna said, Naren, do you think I have not told her? I have told her so many times, look after Naren, they are suffering. But mother told me, Naren doesn't believe in me. Why should I look after him? You think she's right or wrong? माँ का ठीक है कि नहीं है? नरेन का विश्वास था काली माँ के ऊपर? नहीं. तो काली माँ ने कहा मैं क्यों दूँ उसको? उसका मुझ पे विश्वास नहीं है. तो she said, okay, Naren, today is Tuesday. You go to the temple and you ask. And it seems Naren went to the Kali temple. 3 times he went. There is a small murti in that Kali temple, very small. But when Naren went inside, it is said he didn't see the murti. He didn't see anything. He did not see the temple. He saw actually living Kali Ma, who was as though the whole sky, the whole universe, she was so big. She had Vishwaroop. And she was looking at him and saying, Naren, what do you want? And he forgot to ask. I think even all of us, any one of us, if mother comes in front of us, we will not ask, give us 10 lakh rupees, give us 1 crore rupees, give us so much, give us that much. We'll forget. He forgot. And he said, Mother, give me knowledge, give me devotion, Gyan do, Bhakti do, Vivek do, or Vairagya do. Give me knowledge, devotion, renunciation, and service. And 3 times it happened. And Naren, when he came back, Ramakrishna said, Naren, mother has told me, whatever is required for your family, from today you will get. So, now go back. And he got some job. Anyway, Ramakrishna got ill and he told Naren, you have to do a lot of work, mother's work. And that mother is his mother India. To know what is mother's work, Swamiji, he had taken sannyas and he left Kolkata in 1889. 5 years. He wandered across India without taking a single penny with him. Understood? And people used to give bhiksha. He lived only on bhiksha. 5 years, right from Himalayas to Kanyakumari, he visited so many places, and then he got a message from his master that you have to cross the ocean and go to US and teach the whole world. You have to attend the Parliament of Religions, which was going to happen in 1893. There are so many things, children, and I think you're too young that I can tell you everything about the Parliament of Religions. But 2 stories let us take from his wandering period in India. 5 years means so many things must have happened, but I think I will choose 2 stories today, and let us see what you learn from that. Once Swamiji went to Kashi, and from Kashi he came out and he entered into a forest. When he entered the forest, suddenly he came across, there was a huge wall when he was entering the forest, and there was one way only and one way was blocked. Suddenly, many monkeys attacked him. Huge monkeys. They came and they attacked Swamiji. They started pinching him, they started biting him, they started coming on his body. And Naren, all of a sudden, Swamiji, now we call him Swamiji, Swamiji got afraid first time in his life. We never see Swamiji getting scared of anybody or anything. Swamiji got so scared and he started running away from them. Suddenly, one more sadhu came out of the jungle and he said, don't be afraid, face the brutes, samna karo. And Swamiji understood the mistake. He turned around and he started walking towards the monkeys, and every monkey went back thinking that means they got scared and they went away. Swamiji told this story in America and told people, he told young children and youth, he said, don't get afraid of the what? What are monkeys? What do they represent? They represent difficulties, they represent problems. Problems don't come single-handed, they come in a group. So should we run away from them? What should we do? Face it. This is, I think, usual habit of train coming in. So once someone gave a train ticket to Swamiji, and Swamiji was sitting in a train compartment, and there were two British officers in that compartment. Who were ruling over us that time? Tell me. The British. And were we allowed to travel with them? How they were treating us? Badly, but what you can say? They were treating us like what? Slaves? We were slaves, no? So everybody used to be scared of them, and we thought we are nobody, we cannot do this, we cannot do anything. And somebody bought a good second-class ticket for Swamiji, and these two British officers, when they saw a sadhu, they got very angry. Because first thing, he's from a slave country, he's a sadhu, means a beggar who keeps asking for bhiksha, and they started talking in English without knowing that Swamiji spoke very beautiful English. And what they said, see, look at him, he's so well built. Asking bhiksha, bhik mang ke, see how his body has become strong. They were talking in English and looking at Swamiji. See this India, this country of slaves, and there these sadhus are the reason so that this country becomes more downtrodden, it is going to dogs, what all rubbish things they were talking. Swamiji was sitting quietly, he did not reply. He did not show that he knew English. Quietly he was sitting, one station came, and suddenly the station master saw a sadhu and came running to the compartment. And he did pranams to Swamiji, and Swamiji said, "May I have a glass of water, please?" to the station master. The station master went and brought water, and these British officers understood that whatever they were talking till now, जो भी बुरा भला कह रहे थे वो लोग, वो सब ये साधु समझ रहे हैं. Swamiji was understanding. As the train started, they said, "Why didn't you tell us that you understood English?" Then Swamiji very quietly said, "It is not the first time I am meeting with the fools. ये कोई मेरी, what? You understood or not? This is not the first time कि मेरा मूर्खों से पाला पड़ा है." And what happened? To talk like this to British people in their British rule, it was an offense. These two officers got up to beat Swamiji, to hit Swamiji. Swamiji, what he did not move. What we would have done? We would have got scared, no? Two people coming to hit us. Swamiji sat like that only, quiet, calm. He just moved his sleeves little up. Okay? And what I told you earlier, he used to go to gymnasium. Have you seen the people who work out in gymnasium? How are they? Their wrist strong? Just looking at his hands, these two officers quietly sat down. They didn't have guts to do anything. So that is our Swamiji. You have to learn so much. So don't just keep Swamiji like, standing. He went to Chicago. He said Sisters and Brothers of America. Swamiji can become our friend. Who knows so many sports? Who knows so many games in India. When he went to US, at one place they asked him, "Can you talk about the games in India?" And there were children from the whole village gathered, and he spoke on the games played in India. He used to tell all the children stories of, you know what, if you have to have memory like Swamiji, if you have to know whether I can do like Swamiji, read once and remember, even if this tree falls down, even if anything comes, I should not move my head and see. I have to get properly focused on what I am doing. Come what may. Can it happen? Will it happen? If mobile rings, if somebody goes from there, we all turn and look. Then we cannot get memory like Swamiji. We have to have so much power that I can hear, I can also listen, I can look and repeat what I am saying. Only then. Anyway. I'll stop with one last story in US. I will not go in other details. I want you to take a book and read. This story I love personally, so I'm telling you. Once he was in New York and he used to give lectures on different yogas, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Vedas and Upanishads. And he used to be very tired from morning to evening. So many people, and there was no mic also. And you know children, many scientists, they used to take notepad and pen and stand outside the door to listen to Vivekananda talking on Upanishads, talking on energy and matter in his Raj Yoga class, and take from him the important things which they can apply in their knowledge of science. So many scientists, you find out the names, okay? And once after his so many series of lectures, he met one person and became very friendly with him. And his name is Mr. Leggett. Mr. Leggett said, Swamiji, you must be very tired with so many lectures. Would you like to spend some time at my farmhouse? Let us go. Near New York, some 100 kilometers. So he said, okay. Mr. Leggett, his son who was 14-year-old, his name was Hollister. What was his name? Hollister. Hollister's mother, his aunt and his sister and Mr. Leggett, his father. 5 people and Swamiji went to their farmhouse. So Hollister and Swamiji are very good friends. All 14, 15-year-old boys, wherever Swamiji stayed, they used to become friendly with Vivekananda. So next day morning when Swamiji came out to have a walk, he saw Hollister was playing some game. And Swamiji was very surprised that he did not know this game. Because he's a sports person, he knows wrestling, he knows boxing, he knows everything. And he came to Hollister and he said, Hollister, what are you playing? So Hollister was very happy. At least one thing is there in the world which Swamiji doesn't know. Because Swamiji is good at everything. Physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, medical. You talk on any topic and Swamiji knows. So he's like, oh, at least one game Swamiji doesn't know. He was very happy. And he said, see Swami, this is the way we play. You tell me what he was playing. He had one stick and he had one small ball. And I have not completed yet. And then there was one hole at golf. So see, I feel so happy when you recognize the game. And Swamiji did not know the game. See? So there is one flag also near the hole. You have seen the game? On TV at least? Okay, you must be knowing better than me, So Hollister was so eager, he said, Swamiji, this ball has to be pushed into that hole. So Swamiji said, is it? So he said, yes. And so he said, how many turns you take to do it? So Hollister said, Swamiji, if you are a new person, at least 20-25 times you will have to push the ball to go into the hole. So, and who is expert in golf? Expert, Masters. They take at par 7 times. 7 to 8 times and the ball goes. So Swamiji said, suppose if it goes in one push, one stroke. So Hollister said, no Swamiji, it is not possible. Because the great people in America also cannot do it. So Swamiji said, suppose if I try. So he said, no Swamiji, it cannot happen. And then he said, as the young children, how we say, okay, let's have a bet. He said, Swamiji, let's have a bet on it. So Swamiji said, okay, let's have a bet. Now what the bet should be put for? So Hollister put his hand in his pocket. Now early morning, 6 or 7, what you will have in your pocket? He had $50. So Swamiji also put his hand. Now he is sadhu, he won't have so much money. And he got $1 out of his pocket. So the bet was set and Swamiji was ready. Meanwhile, Mr. Leggett came, Hollister's father came. So he asked, what is happening here? And he said, oh Swami. He didn't say Swamiji, this G we use. So he said, oh Swami, you are going to lose the game, lose the bet. Please don't do it. Now Swami said, see the bet is ready. Let me do it. Then Mr. Leggett said, anyway you are going to lose, let me also put some money on the bet. So he also removed some money and that came out to be $10 note. So now the bet is set and then Swamiji took again, he put his sleeves little up. I just enjoy Swamiji's life when I read how many times I note down, how many times he must have done like this to do something. So this is the second time he took the stick and he looked at that hole and he gave one stroke to the ball. So what happened? I can't hear. The ball went into the hole. Are you sure? You know it because I'm telling about Swamiji and I told you that he had such good concentration. So anyway, really, the ball went into the hole and Hollister, you think, imagine his face, what it must be. It was not about losing. It was a surprise. How can it happen? His father, it took 5 minutes for him to take his breath and the words to come out. And he said, "Oh Swami, this is some trick you have used. You teach yoga to people in America. You have used some yogic trick to push the ball." So Swamiji said, "Oh, I don't use my yoga power to do such small things." He actually uses the word trifle. He says, "I don't use my yoga power to do some such trifle things." Means, ऐसे छोटी-छोटी चीजों के लिए मैं use नहीं करता मेरी शक्ति. He's just joking. So then what you did? So he said, "I did 3 things." Huh? First thing is, he said, I measured the distance between the ball and the hole with my eyes. In olden times, in mathematics, we call geometry, it is called bhumiti, means measuring the distance with your eyes. I think you all love Gail. Whom you like? Virat Kohli. Huh? So how he knows that what shot he's going to play? Because they measure the distance till the boundary. They know how much. And the second thing what Swamiji said, you apply it in your game and you see. Swamiji says, second, I know the strength in my biceps. Then how much force I should apply so that the ball goes. If I put little more force, it will not go. If I apply little more less force, it may go a catch, it may go to boundary, or it should go to 6. You should know how much force has to be applied to the stroke. So second thing, first is measuring the distance. Second, I know the strength in my biceps. And third thing, Swamiji smiles and says, third, I told myself, you are going to be rich by $10.50. Okay, he's just joking. Anyway, Hollister was very good friend of Swamiji. Next day morning, so Hollister was passing from the door where Swamiji was living in the room, and he heard Swamiji laughing loudly. So he waited. Why Swamiji is laughing? With whom he is there in the room? There's nobody in that farmhouse. So he waited outside. As the door opened, he looked inside. There was nobody. Then he asked, with whom were you talking? So Swamiji said, with nobody. But you were laughing. I heard you laughing. Tell me, Swami, with whom were you laughing? So Swamiji, first he tried to avoid the answer. Then he said, oh, God is so funny. What was the answer? God is so funny. Hollister just kept quiet. When Hollister grew up and he got a son, his son one day came and asked his father, Hollister, he said, Father, do you believe in God? Hollister said, I do not know whether God is there or not in this world. But our Swamiji once told me. How is he saying? Our Swamiji, because Swamiji used to live in their house. Our Swamiji once told me that God is so funny. So I believe God is there. I do not know, but still I believe because Swamiji said. Last, about one more boy and then we stop. These stories you will not find in any book commonly which you get. So I am trying to share this, which I have got from some rare books. Swamiji went to California in 1899 in his second visit to America, and he stayed with one family. In that family there was one more boy, again 13-year-old boy. How many of you are 13 and 14? So you should identify yourself with him. Good. So this boy's name was Ralph. What was his name? Ralph. These are American names, so you remember, Try to remember. So Ralph was, come back. You are supposed to talk only with me right now for 5 minutes more, and then you can talk among yourselves. Now only look at me and listen to me. So Ralph was Swamiji's very good friend, and Ralph loved to do everything for Swamiji. Polishing his shoes, ironing his clothes, bringing small things to him. Swamiji, should I put your plate? take his plate, and Saturday he would love because it was holiday for him. So morning to evening to be with Swamiji, listen to the stories. That was Saturday. After the breakfast, Swamiji called Ralph near him and he said, "Come here." Swamiji was sitting on the chair, so Ralph came and he sat on his knees. Swamiji put his hand on his head like this and on his back. Ralph's mother was so happy. "Oh, my Guru has blessed my son today," she thought. And then Swamiji asked him, "Ralph?" Suddenly he asked, "Ralph,